Swastiastu. Hello everyone, nice to see you again in this video. So, let's get started.
Okay everyone, in this video, I want to tell you the materials about adverb, adverbial clause, and adverbial phrase. The first one is adverbs. What is adverbs? An adverb is a word or a set of words that modifies verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. It spells when, where, and how an action is performed or indicates the quality or degree of the action. Many adverbs end in "ly", but some words which end in "ly", such as friendly, are not adverbs. Many words can be both adverbs and adjectives according to their activity in the sentence. Okay, this is the example of adverb. The next material is type of adverbs. The first one is conjunctive adverb. What is conjunctive adverb? A conjunctive adverb connects phrases or independent clause. It provides transition between idea and show relationship. Conjunctive adverbs are also called connector. For the example, you can look at my screen. Okay, the second one is sentence adverb. A sentence adverb starts the sentence and modifies the whole sentence. For the example, you can look at my screen. Okay, next. The third one is adverb of time. Adverb of time or frequency indicate time or frequency of the action in the sentence. They answer the question when or how frequency is the action performed. Okay, next. The fourth one is adverb of place. Adverb of place or direction that indicate place or direction of the action in the sentence. They answer the question, where is the action performed? For the example, you can look at my screen. And next, the fifth one is adverb of degree. Adverb that express the importance or degree or level of the action in the sentence are called adverb of degree. Adverb of degree, they answer the question how much is the action performed. And for example, you can look at my screen. The sixth one is adverb of manner. Adverb that express manner or approach or process of the action in the sentence are called adverb of manner. They answer the question, how is the action performed? For example, you can look at my screen too. So, the next material is adverbial clause. What is an adverbial clause? An adverbial clause is the dependent clause that functions as an adverb and provides information about a verb, adjective, or adverb that is in an independent clause with the capacity to answer questions such as how, when, where, and why. An adverbial clause begins with a word called a subordinate conjunction, such as when, after, because, and to, that connects it to an independent clause. The combination of an adverbial clause and independent clause is called a complex sentence. Okay, the next. This is a adverbial clause formula. So you can look at my screen. In general, the complex sentence and adverbial clause formula are as follows. Adverbial clause, the formula is subordinated conjunction plus subject plus verb. And complex sentence is independent clause, subject plus verb plus adverbial clause. And the adverbial position clause is the adverbial clause can be at the beginning of the sentence, then followed by an independent clause. Conversely, an independent clause can be at the beginning of sentence, then followed by an adverbial clause if it is the beginning at the end of this clause is punctuated with a comma. For the example, you can look at my screen. Okay. The next is type of an adverbial clause. In type of adverbial clause, divide to 7 types. The first one is adverbial clause of time. An adverbial clause of time is a subordinate clause that answers the question of when. For the example of conjunction and adverbial clause of time, you can look at my screen. And the example sentence, you can also look at the screen. Okay, right? The next is adverbial clause of place. The adverbial clause of place answers the question preceded by the question word when. An example of conjunction and adverbial clause of place, you can look my screen and the example in the sentence, you can look in my screen too. And next, adverbial clause of contrast. Example of conjunction and adverbial clause of contrast, like took, even took, whereas, or conversely, whereas, while, or took, even if, and etc. For example in the sentence, you can also look at my screen. So, our next. The next is adverbial clause of cause or reason or result. Okay. For example of conjunction and adverbial clause of cause or reason or result, you can look at my screen. And for the example, you can also look at my screen too. So the next is adverbial clause of purpose. The adverbial clause of purpose is used to talk about goals or ideals where so and so that are commonly used subordinate conjunction. For example of conjunction and adverbial clause of purpose, you can look my screen. An example in sentence, you also look in the screen. Okay, next is adverbial clause of condition. For the example of conjunction and adverbial clause of a condition, you can look at my screen and the example too. So, and the last one is adverbial clause of manner. The adverbial clause of manner answers the question of how. For example, how did he behave? And she answered, as if nothing was wrong. So, as if is the example of conjunction and adverbial clause of manner. Okay. The next is adverbial phrase. What is an adverbial phrase? An adverbial phrase is a group of words that together behave as an adverb. Adverbial phrase, also known as adverb phrases, modify other parts of speech such as verb, adjectives, and other adverbs and other phrases. In English grammar, adverbial phrases describe why, how, where, or when an event occurred without using a subject or a verb. Instead, adverbial phrases often combine multiple adverbs. Okay. Type of an adverbial phrase. The first one is adverb phrases of time. An adverbial phrase of time is used to tell when something happened. For the example, I have been working here since 2018. And since is the adverb phrase of time. Okay, the next is adverbial phrase of place. Adverbial phrase of place used to tell where something happened. For the example, I'd like to go somewhere. And what is adverbial phrase in the sentence? Yes, that's right. Somewhere. Okay. The next is adverb phrase of manner. An adverbial phrase of manner is used to tell how something happened. For the example, my father drives his car slowly. In the sentence, what is the adverb phrase? Yes, that's right. It's slowly. The next is adverbial phrase of frequency. Adverbial phrase of frequency are used to tell how much or often something happened. For the example, our teacher never comes late. So in the sentence, never is adverbial phrase of frequency. And the last one is adverb phrase of degrees. An adverbial phrase of degrees are used to tell the degree or intensity of something happening. For the example, the weather is extremely hot. So in the sentence, what is adverb phrase of degree? Yes, that's right. Extremely. The next material is function of adverbial phrase. The first one is adverb phrase plus verb. We use adverb phrase most commonly to modify verb. In the example, the adverb phrase are in bold, the verb that they modify are underlined. So you can look at my example. All right. The second one is adverb phrase plus be. We use adverb phrase with be. This is especially typical of adverb or phrase. For example, in sentence, you can look at my screen. The third one is adverb phrase plus adjectives or adverb. We use adverb phrase to modify adjectives and other adverbs. For example, I found it extremely difficult to talk to her. Extremely is adverb phrase and difficult is adjectives. So in the sentence, it is example for adverb phrase plus adjective. And he drives really carefully. What is the adverb phrase in the sentence? Yes, that's right. Really. And carefully is adverb phrase too, because in the sentence it is an example of adverb phrase plus adverbs. Okay, the fourth one is adverb phrase plus determiner. We use adverb phrase to modify the determiner, especially words like all, some, how, many, or quantifiers. For the example, you can look at my screen. The last one, a function of adverbial phrase, is adverb phrases plus other phrases. We use adverb phrase to modify noun phrase and prepositional phrases. For the example, that's quite a tree. It's a tree that is special and some way it's very big. The word quite is adverb phrase and tree is noun phrase. Next example, there was hardly anyone at the concert. Hardly is, yes, that's right, adverb phrase, and anyone is, yeah, pronoun. And the last example is we climbed right over the top of the hill and down again. What is adverb phrase in the sentence? Yes, right. And over the top of the hill and down again, it's, yeah, prepositional phrase. Okay, the last slide is link for your practice. You can type or click on my description of my video. So, everyone, thank you for watching and thank you for your attention. See you in the next video.
Santi. Oh.